Next video. What is going on with America's Got Talent?
Years ago, I made a video about American Idol and how it slowly morphed into basically a different show throughout the years. The main premise is the same, but the execution and the experience of watching it have changed a lot. But there is another show that I think has actually changed more since the beginning of its run, so I think it's high time we talk about America's Got Talent.
Because they don't make fun of the contestants anymore, and it's annoying. It's all positivity, and I fucking hate it. I'm not sitting here saying we should bully people, but if you go on a America's Got Talent show and you believe that your talent could win you $1 million and you fucking suck, they're gonna tell you you're walking into that with the knowledge that they should be allowed to fucking shit on your talent.
AGT first aired back in 2006, it was full of wacky characters and silly antics, and now it's a mush fest of sappy stories and manufactured emotion.
Oh, it's all sappy stories. It's half the show. And then they added the golden buzzer. For those of you that don't know, America's Got Talent used to be, oh, you could have a certain amount of X's, but the judges would have to give you a pass, and if you had enough passes, you would get through. Okay, and they would be like yes or no, and then you go on to the next round. It keeps going, and then the audience starts voting. With the golden buzzer, it was a thing where each judge has one talent that they can press the golden buzzer on, and it sends that person to, like, late game. Like, they don't even have to do a lot of the trials. They just jump forward into, like, near the end of the competition. And you presume that it's left for the best talents, and sometimes it is. But a lot of the time, they just give the golden buzzer to the saddest story. And I'm not sitting here saying the story isn't sad or dissing the person that gives whatever sad story it is. But you shouldn't judge and award people in shows based on sad stories when the show is who has the best talent. Your story doesn't matter. It's, are we going to watch you in Vegas? Would people pay to see this? And if your fucking talent isn't good enough to be paid to see, then you fucking lose. They'll come up on stage and they're like, I went through this and this and this. I'm like, wow, what a very inspirational story. But then their talent is good for the situation that they've been through, but it's not a talent that's worth paying for. And every other motherfucker sings! Go on The Voice. Go on American Idol. Go on any other fucking show, please. America's Got Talent used to be like funny things, magic, fucking strength showcases and cool tricks and shit. And it was like, wow, these are like Vegas-worthy talents. And now it's somebody going, bitch, I'm not paying to see that. I'm not paying to see that. You know why? Because I have a thing called Spotify. And I could just fucking pull up somebody else singing the same song that you're singing, but they're going to do it better. I'm not going to go pay to see somebody sing opera. Am I in the fucking Greek era? Am I Socrates in BC? Like, what the fuck? Like, I would go pay to see it once, but I would just pay to see somebody that's going to do it better than you.
We've all been here. You know, you're scrolling through Facebook, catching up on which of your former high school classmates are currently in prison, when all of a sudden you're hit with that golden buzzer moment.
That kid is actually really good, though. The guy that's blind that plays the piano, he's like an amazing singer.
The implementation of the golden buzzer was the moment our society crumbled. But I got to thinking, maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I've just seen too many of these moments throughout the years, and it's caused me to think that the show has more of them in it than it actually does. Similar to how if you were to just watch the
I think we just notice them more in part, but I also haven't really frequently watched America's Got Talent in like years. I stopped watching it when they stopped making fun of people. They added Simon Cowell back into it, and they got rid of Howard Stern. And then from then on, I was like, dude, they just don't make fun of people anymore. And that was the best of it. When somebody would get on stage and they're like, I've been singing my entire life. My family's told me I'm a great singer, and I just can't wait to show you guys my talent. And then they fucking shit the bed. It's the worst talent you've ever seen in your entire life. And you're like, this is fucking hilarious. Put me on that show. Every person on that show needs to get the fuck off. Simon, Heidi Klum, Mel B, Howie, get them the fuck out of there, dude. They're too soft. Get 4 fucking people that are just dickheads.
So I have developed a proprietary grading scale in order to find out if the show is sappier than it used to be, and I call it the Sappometer. It is a heavily flawed and subjective system, but it's what I have. Please let me have this. I want to look at the first episode of the very first season and compare it to the first episode of the most recent season. We'll compare how much sappiness and emotional moments are in each one, and we'll determine once and for all what is going on with America's Got Talent. Let's actually start with the most recent season because it's the show that we are all more familiar with. We're nearly 2 decades deep into the show at this point. This is season 18, so the show does not waste any time with fluffy introductions. They don't even tell you what the show is about. It's just assumed that you know what you're getting into.
Why is Sofia Vergara a judge now? Who's the current judges?
We're in America, and frankly, we've got talent. So they don't want to waste any of your time with any nonsense. And that sentence is actually a lie because the first act...
And they just cast a bunch of random fucking famous people. Like, at least on American Idol, it's like prominent people that are in the industry of singing. Like, why do we have Sofia Vergara telling me whose talent is best?
It is just this guy dancing in a Party City blow-up dinosaur costume that I...
Oh my god, and Terry Crews just going... Like, stop, bro, stop. I'm gonna stand on the side. See, make me the announcer, and I'll just be the sideshow, and I'll just fucking stand there and be like, this shit's so fucking stupid. This is literally just a guy breakdancing in a fucking dumb Halloween dinosaur costume.
I've been seeing every Halloween for the last...
And people cheer for it. You could see somebody do this at a middle school talent show.
This isn't even a new thing. You're not going to believe me when I tell you this. They
He is a judge.
send him through to the next...
Why? 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 How is he gonna fucking hype this up? That you have to scale it, right? You start low, you go high. With your first audition, you kind of do something lax, like 20% power. And then at the end of the show, you go fucking 30, 40, 50, right? You up the ante. What is he gonna do? Have backup dancers?
Honestly, what are we doing? The next act is this violin player. He tells the judges the name of his inspiration, his idol, his violin.
Don't even interview him. I fucking hate that. They talk to him. Hey, where are you from? I don't give a fuck. Why are we asking you that fucking question? Where are you from? I don't care. I couldn't care. I could not give a fuck where you were fucking born, dude. Oh my God, show me your fucking talent. Go on the stage, say, hi, my name's Anthony, and I'm 28, and I'm gonna play the violin. Great. That's it. That's all we need. That is all we fucking need. I don't need your life story. I don't need you to tell me what's happening or some shit. If I want to ask you a question, I will. They give a whole life synopsis. Fast forward. I really need the money for my Hyundai. I have a mortgage. Oh my God. So does every other American.
And I saw this amazing violinist named Itzhak Perlman.
My cousin.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Oh, like a hero of mine.
We're already getting involved in some sketchy coincidences that I do not buy for 1 second, okay?
I have 3 young kids. I'm a father of 3. And I want to show them that it is never too late to chase down a dream.
Bro, Simon got so much Botox, he just doesn't even look like him anymore. Like, anybody remember young Simon Cowell? Looks like he could be like a Men in Black, like, skin suit.
Is that a hint of sap I taste? I think we need to add a little bit to the sappometer. We'll just go just a little bit of sap. Not even enough to poke out from behind. It's hiding behind the plant. Now this may shock you, but I cannot play the violin. But when I watch this guy's performance, I am just so underwhelmed. I don't know. The violin is awesome, and people that can play it very well are very cool. But it sounds like the backing track is doing most of the heavy lifting with this performance.
Like, I wouldn't pay to see this. Like, no backtrack, this would suck.
But the people in the crowd go absolutely bananas for it.
Dude, the people in the crowd are the biggest NPCs in the world. Those motherfuckers would just cheer. Celery slicing! ASMR! I'm convinced that you could have one of the Twitch streamers walk on stage, stand on a jiggle machine, and just let their ass shake. And people would go, standing ovation. Golden buzzer, Howie, wow! Wow, I've never seen something like this before. You start crying, I collapse to my knees, I go, in slow-mo.
Okay, I don't want to beat up on this guy for too long. What is next? This rock group comes out, and they are just straight out of the 80s, right? They never moved on, and that's fine. I actually love stuff like this. But we are talking about America's Got Freaking Talent, okay? I'm gonna be very strict with these people. Another shady coincidence is that Sophia says that these guys played at her husband's 40th birthday party.
My husband Joe hired them for his 40th birthday.
Oh! The last guy just happens to look up to Howie's cousin. I don't buy that. These guys just happen to have played at her ex-husband's birthday party, and now they're here? What's going on right now?
I'm a great believer, you just do whatever you feel you want to do.
I'm sorry, is this the same guy that said,
I've got absolutely no idea why you've had any encouragement whatsoever.
Yeah, Simon. Simon used to fucking stand on America's Got Talent and be like, why do you even try singing? Work at McDonald's, bitch. You're never gonna fucking make it. Bye. And then, like, just put them off. And now Simon's like, oh, yeah, you could, anybody can achieve what they want. Oh, fuck.
We will touch on that later. Anyway, they sent these guys through as well. Even if these guys did blow everyone in their way, they are on the same level at this very moment as the inflatable dinosaur dancing guy. And that just doesn't sit right with me. Okay, this next group, I have a lot of thoughts on. It's this trio from Ukraine, okay? And they get a standing ovation simply for being from Ukraine. I'm adding to the sappometer. I will say this is the first actually interesting act so far. They're doing something.
That's a Vegas act! That's some shit you'd see in Vegas. I don't know if they still do Vegas as the show that you get to fucking perform at, but that used to be what it was every time. Some fucking cool acrobatics shit.
Thing that I couldn't do. The problem is, during their act, they went to do their final move and they collapsed.
Fucking hitting it. I'm sorry. I feel bad, right? I'm gonna feel bad about it, but I'm hitting that buzzer. You fucked up. America's Got Talent. First show, I'd want to give him another shot. Okay, this is one where I'd actually want to give him another shot. Especially if we already sent the fucking dinosaur guy through.
They didn't do it. They fell on each other. It was a mess. You know, that's a bummer, but these things happen. It's actually kind of cool to see an acrobatic group, people that are doing some kind of stunt. It's cool to see them fail a little bit because it puts it in your brain like, uh-oh, this can happen. I think there's a lot of times when I'm watching an act that's actually very intense, very dangerous, takes a lot of...
Has anybody died on America's Got Talent before? It doesn't say anybody's died during the show. It just says contestants have died while they were a part of it.
So they try again, and they fell again.
Okay, now that's where it's over. Okay, see, now it's done. Now it's done. If they send him through, I'm gonna be so mad. If they send him through, I'm gonna breathe in it. One fuck up, okay, right? They fucking mess up the same stunt twice. Don't do it. Why are you doing it on your first one?
Very unfortunate. Let's try one more time. Swing and a miss. They fell 3 times, and you would assume that that is grounds for disqualification.
Yeah.
One fall might be grounds for disqualification, depending on who you ask. No.
3 falls.
The judges sent them through.
We've seen balancing acts, but I think the moves that you were able to complete were far more dangerous, far more skilled than I have ever seen before.
What the hell? No, they aren't. The moves that they completed were not. The
moves they completed were like just high-level gymnast stuff, which is like, they could definitely tune it up and like make it to like a Vegas act, but if they fucked up 3 times,
more skilled and dangerous than anything you've seen before, that is just not true.
It doesn't matter that you fell down. What matters is that you got up and you kept trying and trying and trying.
This is a competition.
Terry Crews in the back of his head's like, bro, what the fuck are we doing here?
Matters is that they fell, and that quote just I have to add to the sappometer. So the judges were impressed that these 3 almost did something pretty cool. I need to go on America's Got Talent. I'm gonna tell them that I can literally teleport before your very eyes from one side of the stage to the other. And then when I don't do it, they'll have to send me through. There has been a precedent set. The next guy is a magician. He has this kind of weird video editing interact.
That is so stupid. That is so fucking stupid. Dude, be a TikToker. Come on. We're gonna have a fucking magician thing with a fucking with fucking social media, bro. Come on. You could just post videos on fucking TikTok.
Screen magic act. It's actually pretty cool. They sent him through, of course.
No, it's not. How is that cool? How is this cool?
Because they send everybody through, I guess. All of the decisions so far have been unanimous. The judges have not disagreed on anything, and that includes the dinosaur guy. Not one person...
Yeah, they used to disagree way more. They used to fucking argue with each other. Like, no, in front of the contestants. They used to be like, bro, this act sucks ass. And they'd be like, dude, come on, give him a chance. No. No, why would we send them through?
Thought that he didn't deserve to go through? Something's very fishy. The next act that comes out is this Japanese comedian, and this is the first and only X of the night so far.
So stupid, so unfunny. Oh my god, he's landing a helicopter on his taint.
Without being rude, I could do that.
Simon not being rude is so uncanny. In 2020, Simon literally broke his spine, and I don't think he ever got it back. No. Simon actually credits that awful accident with his change in demeanor, his change in attitude, and I applaud him for that, because Simon was a nasty little freak.
15,000 people applied in Cleveland, and yet the odds of you getting through are million.
I respect the personal growth of Simon. Kick him off the show. We need an asshole. We need an asshole here. Okay? If you don't have some guy that's gonna sit there and fucking berate these people about how they suck, then the show's not fun, right? And then it's just, hey, let's applaud every single person.
What I'm not happy about is that this act, this comedian guy, that took up 6.5 minutes of this episode. It wasn't charming, it wasn't silly, it wasn't fun. It was just so dumb.
This guy laughing at it needs to get fucking kicked off. Dude, no, they just zoomed into the one guy that just had a fucking open... No, kick him off. Dude, no way he laughed at that.
This episode has a 2-hour time slot in prime time, and they spent 6.5 minutes on this Japanese man landing a helicopter on his ass. He also didn't even do that, so. The next act is this kid who's a singer. He's got a little bow tie on. He's very charming. Good for him. He's great. The next guy is from the Philippines. He does this shadow art act, and Howie actually asks him,
Do you think this could be a Vegas show, an arena show?
Yes.
kind of like the dancing dinosaur guy, right, Howie? This guy will not quit yapping about his dream being meeting Beyonce, okay? And I know that the producers fed him that.
So my favorite artist is actually Beyonce. Hi, Queen!
Shut the fuck up and do your talent. You like Beyonce, cool. We got a show to run here, buddy. We got a fucking 10,000 people in the back waiting to fucking pull up and fucking show us their talent. Stop doing fucking freebie call-outs. What is this, a screeny, dude? Oh, really? Oh, well, actually, we have Beyonce, right? I'm joking. Get the fuck off the stage.
Oh, people are gonna be tweeting about that so much. Driving social media engagement, I'm adding that to the Sappo-meter. But all that being said, his act is hilarious, and he's so good at it. It's so impressive. So they send him through, and I give that 2 thumbs up, baby. The next act is a stand-up comedian. There's no sob story involved in this, and that's actually shocking to me, but he's pretty funny. So they send him through again. That's great. Nothing more.
Dude, I remember when they used to have stand-up comedians on AGT, and they would bomb so hard that all the judges would hit X, and then the comedian would start fucking berating them. Like, what do you mean I'm not funny? I fucking worked for a living.
No, I worked too hard. I worked way too friggin' hard for this.
A lot of people work really, really hard for their dreams, but it's not meant for everybody.
That's why you use auto-tune and I don't.
But the last act of the night, okay, we're on act number 10. This is it, the big finale.
We are the Mzansi Youth Choir.
Tell me about the choir. How did it start? Tell me everything.
Well, it's a little bit of a sad story, but it has a great ending, of course.
Ah, yes, of course it does. Bit of a sad story, happy.
I would just say, don't even say the story. Like, I feel bad when I say that about these shows because, like, I like when people share their struggles in life, but on a show where that has no correlation to what the winner is about, you just shouldn't even be talking about that. Howie's about to hit the golden buzzer here.
But this act was very good, and these big ensembles tend to do very well in like these large stage competitions, so that's great.
Well, I mean, yeah, big groups always do better because you could have, it's easier to do a show with a big group of people.
But there's another layer to the sappiness of this, and I will touch on that now. The song that they performed was a song written and performed by a former golden buzzer winner who recently died of cancer. This whole story is actually incredibly heartwarming, incredibly inspiring, and I fell right into it. I was sitting in the coffee shop.
See, you can't see now that's gonna be hard for you not to send them through, and their talent's good.
We were very inspired and touched by her story that we decided to record the song. To our surprise,
she slapped us with a copyright infringement lawsuit. It was actually very messy.
It was just breathtaking. Honestly.
Thanks, Luke.
Who pressed the golden buzzer, though? Who pressed it?
So the act gets the golden buzzer, and this...
That was an honest sob story, though. That was, like, worth, you know? Like, that should be there. Especially if it was a previous contestant.
Sad rendition of an Elton John song plays, and it's just off the charts. The sap is... We're maxed out on sap. There were hardly any auditions. I said that this was in a 2-hour time slot, okay, in prime time. There were only 10 auditions. That is shameful, okay? Everything was
10 auditions in 2 hours?
Dragging on for so long. 6.5 minutes for the guy to try to land a helicopter on his ass. What are we doing? America's Got Talent. America should be...
What about the rest of them?
Embarrassed.
Maybe they are dickheadish and they just don't show them anymore.
Other note, every single vote was completely unanimous, except for the one time Howie thought he was being funny and gave the Japanese ass helicopter a yes. So to me, it feels like there are almost no stakes involved at all, because the acts feel like they have already been approved to move on or to not move on by producers. And that's before they even perform. And I'm saying that because the Ukrainian act did not do what they were supposed to, and they got sent to the next round. They fell 3 times. They fell 3 times. And the judge's excuse, that would have been pretty cool if you did it. What the hell? So the judges just feel like 4 additional hosts. It doesn't seem like they hold any power. They don't even bicker. They don't fight for their guy, you know? I feel like they used to fight for their guy. It's all just so robotic.
They used to have favorite talents, and I remember like later in when the audience started voting, they would yap and like tell the audience to vote for the person they like.
Remember the clip that went viral a few years ago when One Direction was like being put together on the X Factor? They were piecing all the members together. They were going through the auditions and being like, oh, this guy would work here. Maybe this guy should be the leader. And it really seemed like the judges were actually doing something. Like the judges had a say in it. They were forming One Direction. Holy smokes. And now I'm just not getting that vibe anymore. It seems like the judges basically don't even need to be there. We all know that reality shows only have the tiniest...
Imagine being the 6th guy that didn't make One Direction.
We're going to see what it used to be like. So let's go back in time a little bit and look at season 1, see how it stacks up. This show was clearly created to be a more broad version of the music-based shows that came before it, like American Idol and X Factor. Those shows were all about who could
fucking Kelly Clarkson
sing the right notes the best. America's Got Talent was for anyone and everyone, and that casting call brought out the dang circus. For goodness sake, this looks more like the line to get into a taping of Let's Make a Deal than America's Got Talent.
Through these gates have swept some of the most talented stars in the world. But where is all that talent today? Sure, celebrities are a dime a dozen, but I'm talking about real stars. Well, it's not going so good, is it?
Well, tell us how you really feel, Regis. Hollywood is dead. Brad Pitt just ain't cutting it anymore.
Please welcome the big Hasselhoff himself, David Hasselhoff. There's absolutely...
Oh, please welcome the big Hasselhoff, David Hasselhoff.
Let's dive into it. The way that this works is that the entire crowd is the acts, and then they pull them down from the audience to perform. So this isn't just a room full of spectators. These people have stakes.
Wait, this is the first season of America's Got Talent. They didn't even... Oh my God, that's so much like The Price is Right. You didn't even have to audition. They would just pull you down.
First guy to come on is just a really fast snapper. He snaps his fingers quickly. I'm not kidding. That's what he does. No sob, no fluff, just snapping. He is an American hero.
I would so much rather watch this. Dude, as dumb as it is, like, I would rather watch, like, that's the whole point of America's Got Talent. That's why people enjoyed it. It was like, hey, we're just gonna have some guy on, hey, you, why don't you come down here? And he just stands on screen and snaps for a minute.
This is actually so cool. What the heck? He's a natural born entertainer. He's an icon. Look at those hips. Phenomenal. Bobby Badfingers is already my favorite choice to win the whole dang thing, and he's the first act ever? Historic.
Everybody snaps in America, and I've taken it one
he
step
is sweating.
Closer to becoming a legitimate instrument. Where's that million? We've got to find that thing. Is it around here somewhere?
Let's find it, Bobby. He's our first act to ever be sent on to the next round. We are off to such a wonderful start. Next is Dave the Horn Guy. He just plays a bunch of bike horns, and he also beatboxes a little bit. This is pure chaos. The judges kind of roast him for...
Okay, they would normally press a... Like, later seasons, like maybe like season 5, they'd be pressing the button on him, for sure.
Not being that entertaining, but they ultimately send him through? I mean, what do I know about talent? I've already admitted to lying during a talent show in college. I cheated and had my mom bake people cookies. It doesn't matter. So maybe I don't have much of a leg to stand on, but are we sending the horn guy through? Are we doing that? The next is a trio of these old-timey singers, and they literally get buzzed and booed off stage immediately.
Bring it back! Bring it back! If you're gonna be an audience member, you should also have to sign something that says you're willing to boo. Oh, that's awful.
At this point, I'm realizing...
Bro, they have not done that in so long. I remember being a kid and watching them do that.
And not one mention of a sick grandmother? Nobody's been diagnosed with anything? Are we even watching America's Got Talent? Well, that all changes when we're introduced to our next act. It's an a cappella group, and they briefly mentioned that their families were a little bit hesitant to them becoming singers instead of getting regular jobs.
Our family and friends, in the beginning, they were a little bit hesitant because of, they wanted us to...
Bruh, I feel like I just want to go on America's Got Talent and just be like, yeah, I have like chronic chlamydia. Just trying to get them to be like, aw.
And even though their families quickly accepted that this was a profession that they could do because they were making money doing it, I am going to add that to the set.
Why not HIV? Because HIV is lifelong and usually fucking kills you. That's not funny. But you know what started them not buzzing people off? The sob stories, but also they would never buzz kids off. I remember there was a kid rock band that fucking got on stage one time, and they performed the worst fucking shit in the world. They were like, oh, this is so cute. Oh. I'm like, dude, get off the stage. Get off the stage.
Next is a juggler who keeps dropping things.
You were dropping everything.
To be a good juggler, you can't keep dropping things. Anyone can juggle.
God, when is this first season? Like the 90s?
Pierce roasts him for dropping things, but they send him through. Okay, I'm sorry. This is making me second guess what I said earlier about that Ukrainian act that kept dropping.
Yeah, but them sending people through the first round is usually just like, hey, we think this is funny, right?
It appears that the Ukrainian women did have precedent to be sent on to the next round despite their constant failures, because this juggler had constant failures and they sent him through, and this is season 1. So I moved to strike my disparaging comments from the record about their bad performance. The next act is unfortunately burned into my memory from when I was a kid. It's this old man who was a stripper. I was very uncomfortable when this popped up on my screen in that public coffee shop. They sent him through to the next round, and I'm realizing maybe I was wrong about the judges ever being harsh. Like, maybe we never had standards, actually. It doesn't seem like it. Although I will say, according to the sappometer, there has been a clear lack of sap. We can just tickle that little bit right there. So that's something. The next act is a 14-year-old girl who's a singer, and she is the first contestant to cry on stage. Now, this is a huge moment, and we will be entering it into the sappometer. The next act I also remember, he plays a saw like a cello, and they buzz him right away. Just no mercy.
It would have been nice if you like heard a little bit of it.
Yeah, well, we tried. We just weren't ready for Eddie.
They listened to me for 10 seconds. Is that fair to you? Does it sound right?
Actually, not really. No, it doesn't.
No, it does. I would say you should at least have to give, there should be like a limit where you have to at least let the talent play for like 20 seconds, but they should be allowed to boo.
Next is a harp player who also sings opera, and they're getting laughed at by the judges. It's just kind of sad to see. All 3 judges buzz them off stage. Honestly,
dude, this is why when people ask me, can I do another Discord talent show? I'm going to say, no, I will never do another one again. The last time we had people that were like pretty good and my mods kind of like, weaved out all of the fucking boring things and stupid talents. But oh my God, it was like, dude, I know, because I don't want to make fun of my viewers' talents, especially when they're entering and they're like, hey, I'm confident in this.
The next act is an impersonator, and the audience is booing him, and I have to remind you, the audience is full of other contestants. So put yourself in that situation. You're up there, you're putting it all on the line. It's so nerve-wracking to get up in front of a crowd and show off a talent, and you're doing it, you're really trying, and
do they leave or do they go sit back in their seat? Because that would suck. If you're sitting in your seat and you get up to go fucking perform your talent, they boo you off stage, and then you go sit next to the guy that just booed you.
That's gotta be awful.
Hey, it's me, Arnold.
I'm here to sing your song. Never has the phrase, I'll be back, been less appropriate. Well, we won't be seeing you again.
The last few acts have been treated pretty...
that was a little jab, right? That was a little gut stab to the stomach. It was enjoyable.
And this is still absolutely nothing compared to what Simon Cowell used to do to people in his prime. Like, he would just say the most vile shit right to people's faces, and we'd all be sitting at home, gleaning with joy. Just absolutely disintegrating any dreams these people have, and I'm slurping it up like a cheap bowl of top ramen.
There is as much chance of you being a pop star or a rock star as me flying to the moon tomorrow morning for breakfast.
The next guy that comes out does this dancing / acrobatics act. And this feels like a classic America's Got Talent thing. He's very good, very fluid at it. Of course they send him through. The next act is the one that I really want to talk about. Acro Dunk. This was by far my favorite act for as many years as I can remember watching America's Got Talent. If you want some insight into my personality in 2006, just take a look.
This is like an entertaining talent that I'd send through, but you know it's not going to win. They're just a shittier version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
An elderly lady comes out next to sing, and Pierce hits everyone's buzzer for them, no remorse whatsoever. He does the same thing with the next performers. He hits his buzzer literally the moment they start. And then he reaches over and hits David's buzzer for him, so it'll stop. And David seems annoyed by that. It seems like there's starting to be a little bit of a headbutting session between the judges. Maybe there's actually some kind
That's good, though. You want them to beef.
Dynamic here, unlike the modern day. The next act that comes on is another juggler, and this is when the judges start to kind of go at each other's throats.
Can you take some responsibility?
I am taking responsibility. I buzzed it, but I got peer pressure from you.
Oh,
All
so
right.
it's our fault.
Look, I'm a woman. I will go off on the both of you.
Sorry, the talent that we've seen today is just not in the same. Because I'm not a juggler. Who are you? Okay, no, my vote's no.
That guy that heckles me. Why don't you try it? Pause the stage. Sir, stand to the side. Sir, come down. Sir, come down. You're next. You're gonna be right now. Your talent's up. All right, today I'm gonna be singing my rendition of Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get the fuck off. Get out of the fucking stage, dude. You jerk off. Oh my god. Oh, I don't know how to juggle. You don't know how to fucking sing.
Are you guys watching the same show I am?
I am one of the best jugglers out there. I've won tons of competitions.
Exactly.
You don't know anything about juggling. I'm sorry.
You don't know shit about
Oh my god. Well, that's crazy. If you won tons of competitions, maybe you don't need the money from here. Get the fuck off the stage. Oh, wow. Juggling probably is a profession for you then. Well, that's great. You don't need the money then.
Juggling, dude. Well, it's still boring, so who cares? The audience convinces them to send him through. They've lost all control. One thing that's super clear is that we are not meant to know a single thing about these contestants. Their backstory is not important. So we have another juggler, oh my goodness.
Bro, and you see what annoys me? They sent the first juggler through who fucking sucked. And this guy's better, but I just want them to not send him through because there's already been 3 fucking jugglers.
But I will...
Can they unsend the first guy through?
Say so far he is the best, and it's not even close. So I guess if they send the other guys through, they have to send him through.
And you know that other guy with the fucking spiked haircut sitting in the crowd like, I won a bunch of competitions. You know nothing about juggling.
He's so much better than them. Okay, fine. We've got a handful of acts left in this episode. Have you noticed that there's a little bit more this time than there are in the modern day? Like way more. A lady comes out with a parrot. She's a bird handler. And this would be a great show at a zoo or like a birthday party or something, but it's clearly just not good enough for this talent competition. Like, Piers actually asks her,
What are you going to do with your act that deserves $1 million?
Thank you. I've been asking myself that this whole time. That's something that we keep forgetting about when we're judging these things.
Do the contestants not think about that, though? Like, if they're like, hey, I'm going to dress as a dinosaur and go breakdance, are they really like, this is $1 million act?
I'm not there. It's something the judges keep forgetting about. They need to think harder before they just send somebody through to the next round.
Well, why did they even invite animals to be on the show?
I want to find the next Frank Sinatra or Madonna.
Then do a singing show.
Parrot.
Don't ask for animal acts. I don't know why they asked for animals to audition when they're going to treat us like that.
You got a little mad up there, didn't you?
Well,
because your animal act's kind of fucking stupid, and it's not even you. It's your fucking parrot. You're not talented. Sorry. It's the fucking parrot. People are here to watch the parrot, not you talk to the fucking parrot.
Ironically, the next act that comes on is a dog trainer, and they absolutely love him and send him through. So I guess I don't know what's going on.
Because he's a part of the act.
He's
not sitting there going, and does Polly want a cracker? Does Polly... Like, come on, bro. Like, that shit's boring as fuck. It's the same thing. That's not the same thing. There's 5 dogs doing a bunch of acrobatic tricks versus a parrot just sitting there and saying a funny word here or there. We don't even need to watch how they compare. First seasons were definitely better than last seasons. End of story. Next!